Hey everyone, my name is Ryan, also known as Killaphantom over on YouTube. Kind of just want to give a quick intro of the podcast here for anyone new that might be listening. Essentially, the What Is Going On podcast is a mix of RP and getting to know the people behind the characters from that RP. This is all from like GTARP, where we all who are on the podcast play in a server called OCRP. So if you're interested in just hearing what the idea is about, want to give it a chance, I suggest to give it a listen. As you go along, you'll get the general premise, and as you get to the other character portion where we talk as ourselves, you can hear some insight on RP in general and that sort of thing. So, thanks for clicking on the podcast, and I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 7 of the What Is Going On podcast. My name is Wilmer Fragile-Halfenberry. I'm your host. Today I'm joined by two very special guests. I'm joined by Riley, who's also the dispatch, you know him quite well. And I guess I'm just in Chuck's house. So Chuck Livingston is also with me today.
What going on?
How's it going?
Very two distinct, parts of the county life. You get the police / dispatcher, and you get probably the person they have arrested the most times.
Oh, is that on record?
Can you confirm this, Riley? How many times
has he on record that I am the most arrested person in the state?
Well, in the old system, probably.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we got a new.
Well, you didn't specify.
I can't believe they got rid of all your records.
I can't believe you got this couch in my basement without me noticing.
Yeah, just dragged it right down the stairs. Yeah. I mean, but do you have a basement?
Nope.
You told me you don't have a basement.
I don't know where we are.
We are in an undisclosed location, maybe a safe house. It could be anything.
I've never seen this basement before ever. Don't look for it.
Okay, so don't look for it. It's okay.
No.
So, Riley, first question is for you from Aaron. Why did you go into law enforcement? And if you could pick a different career, what would it be?
Why did I go into law enforcement? Well, I guess probably the same answer as most folks. You know, I just I really liked the flashing lights as a kid, and as I got a little older, figured it'd be cool to help people out and get to do the flashy lights and sirens thing. Nice and cool. If I had another job, gosh, I don't even know. Insert editing this part out here.
Oh, listen, there's no editing on this podcast.
I don't think you can do that.
forget to edit. I forget to edit anything on there.
I don't think Wilmer knows how to do that.
I really don't. I just take it and put it in this computer, and it goes beep boop bop, and then it goes. I do okay. Well, I'll give you a second thing. I'll just touch on this. So, if you're saying that a lot of people that go in the police force do it because of the flashing lights, that's 100% what Deputy Boom did. Because otherwise, I don't know why the hell he's on the force.
Deputy Boom's a great guy. We have very similar policing
Nope, that's
styles.
not true. Oh, do you? You sit in one spot and do nothing that enforces any law and order?
Maybe doing nothing part.
Well, we do similar in the sense that we like to be more chill in our policing and give people warnings and things of that nature.
I don't. Well, he gives warnings because he doesn't want to do any paperwork.
Yeah, who wants to do paperwork? I told you it was for the flashy lights and sirens.
Well, I think Chuck wants you to do paperwork.
Yeah,
he's in a kind of competition.
You to do paperwork.
I think he's eligible to be, part of this career field. Unfortunately.
Well, no, I don't don't want to do the paperwork. I want you to do the paperwork on me.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Like all the paperwork, like multiple.
Yeah, don't take it
reports.
easy. Do the paperwork.
Individual reports for each crime.
Yeah.
That really will help up his process.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So a lot of people have asking just how do we all know each other? How do we know Riley, Chuck?
Well, because we called 911 a lot. That's what started.
More like sabotage 911.
What do you mean sabotage?
What do you
Kind of like
mean?
911 abuse here and
Okay,
there.
I
What?
wouldn't. That's a stretch.
I've never done that before in my
No,
life.
we call because we're concerned citizens, and they see something, say something, and we call, and then Riley yells at us for calling.
I don't
We're just
think I've
trying to
ever
report
yelled.
crimes.
Oh, you remember that time we were calling about a fight in the Vanilla Unicorn, and you yelled at the both of us that
Yeah,
you
you
were
really
really
yelled at us
mad,
that
and
night.
ever since then I
And
haven't called.
there was real serious crime. My brother inappropriately touched my fiance that night, and there was just no police there that could stop it.
Yeah, and you said you yelled at us to do our job. You said, I'm doing my job, you do your job, and they'll do your. And I don't even know what that meant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because do you even know what our jobs are?
Well,
I'm
you've got like a
unemployed.
million different businesses, and
I'm
oh,
retired.
well, that's interesting because previously you told me you're in investing.
Well, I mean, it's a side business.
Oh, well, I can tell you he invested in CNT. That did not go
It's
well.
on the upswing.
Oh, because
Is
I
it?
saw that Weasel News is on the downswing.
Yeah, well, Weasel News is going in the toilet, and CNT is going to take back over.
You also own 50% of Burger Shop, by the way.
That's true.
Unless you want to give that back to Wyatt.
Also own the Bow House, but that doesn't get a lot of business.
Because
Entrepreneur
people don't
types, I
like
like
boats.
People like boats. People really
Okay,
like boats.
People
It's just
really
the
like
boat
boats. I
house is
get
for
it.
entertaining, and people don't really do a lot of parties.
Well, the lighting's not that good. In
Okay,
there.
well,
Well, you should tell my cousin that there's a place for entertainment in Sandy.
who's your
Oh,
cousin?
your cousin's Justin, right?
Yeah, my cousin's
Not
Justin.
that kind of entertaining. I ain't
Well,
got
he's
no
down-
poles in the damn boathouse.
He's down to just party in
But
general.
he's down for anything.
No,
I know.
yeah, we know.
I've seen it.
My brother, Lil Bill, definitely knows.
Gotcha.
He spent hundreds of dollars.
Oh, okay.
Just hundreds.
Justin really should up his prices. I think Justin's just cheap.
Well, that is true.
When you work at the corner in Sandy, you don't really charge much.
He does that as a side thing, I think. And
Okay, shouldn't you be concerned? You're a deputy.
well,
Arrest him.
by working the corner, I mean,
He's selling ass.
do you have? Oh, you think he's selling ass?
100%.
Oh, 100%.
Look at him. He's 100%. He's out there in his damn underwear selling ass.
Well, I know he's in management at Vanilla, but
Yeah,
I've
highly doubt
never
he's
seen him at the
management.
Vanilla Unicorn personally. I've just seen him
Oh,
selling
yeah.
ass.
well, yeah, that's I don't know. I don't keep track of his schedule.
Okay, well, all right. Well, but we'll maybe come back on that. Chuck, I got a question here from Zachary. Why do you love strawberry rails?
Well, why do you not? I mean, they're good for you. They're fun to do. They're everywhere. They're strawberry. They go in your nose.
Did they actually taste like? Okay, I do want to touch on this.
What?
So, is it really cereal if you don't actually, put them in your mouth?
Okay, well, like you don't. Yeah, you can put cereal up your nose.
But do you crunch them up?
Well,
and
no,
then
they're
snort it?
pre-crunched. It's got the rail, and you got little chunks of strawberry in it.
So what do you mean by fun to do?
Well, like it's
Never had strawberry rails.
They're fun to do. Like you line them out and consume.
So could you mix up cocaine and strawberry rails?
If you wanted, it seems like it would be a bad time, but if you wanted, I mean, the rails are enough. They give you energy. They make you strong. They make you sweat like crazy.
Do they?
Yeah.
What's in strawberry rails?
I can't answer that. I'm invested in big logs.
Yeah, is that? Are you making them down here?
You don't know,
I don't know. What do you mean down here? I don't even know where we are. We're in some warehouse, not in my basement.
Because you don't have a basement.
Not reverse engineering the strawberry rail recipe down here.
With your paint thinner and
I don't know.
chemicals.
I've never seen any of this stuff before.
So this is all our first time
strawberry
here.
rails.
Yeah, everyone's first time. No, I've definitely have not been dragged down the stairs after being, beat up in this house and just dropped off in the basement.
I don't know what you're referencing.
That's interesting because I had a dream involving a basement as well.
I don't know what.
Not sure if it's this basement.
Nope. Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's probably just what you're into.
Buy
Sounds like that's
strawberry
what
rails.
runs in your family. Okay, but you heard that here first,
I'm
folks. I
invested in
actually
big
said that
logs. Buy
sentence the
strawberry
whole
rails.
time first. Buy strawberry rails. Whatever happened to that? What happened to that guy from CNT? My dad took the job of.
Which one?
What was his name? What was it? Kim Bimpson?
I have no clue. I never met him.
Oh, okay. All right, this one's from me, from Claw. Wilmer, if Marcus is rather die, what is Chuck?
Yeah, that's a good question,
Marcus?
Wilmer.
Okay.
What am I?
I needed to
So what has
find
Marcus
rather die
done
of
that I haven't
Marcus.
done?
Well, Marcus he's always there. He's got a baseball bat. Marcus
have a
got a
baseball
baseball
bat.
bat. He uses it to stop crimes.
I can stop crying.
Oh, Riley, this allegedly. This is all allegedly.
How does he use a baseball bat specifically to stop crimes?
Well, so one time there was a drug dealer who was driving his RV, and he may have been ran out the road by someone, and I don't know who that was, probably me. And I was just distracting him. Then Marcus came up and allegedly hit him in the back of the head of a baseball bat.
Okay, how many people have I hit in the head with stuff?
Yeah, but
And how
what
many
are your
times have
reasonings
you been
for
like,
it?
oh, there's something going on, and I don't ask questions. I just go with you to help.
Okay, that's what
not
I'm gonna
ride or
say,
die?
Chuck. No,
So then
I
what
would
the
say
fuck?
you're more. I would say you're more than ride or die. You're die or die.
Okay, well,
Cause like you're hardcore. You're gonna be there for me whether we die or we die. There's really no in between.
so,
Marcus likes to ride. He's got a race car, but you and me, we either throwing people off bridges allegedly, or a lot of crazy shenanigans.
yeah, but don't you ride in my van as we're going to die?
As we're going to die. Well, we haven't really
Well,
died
that's true.
yet.
As we're going to kill someone.
Well,
wait, what?
the Lost really nothing.
no,
Don't
I
worry
meant
about.
like-
Allegedly.
Marcus's Minecraft server.
Yeah, we role play on there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we role play in Minecraft all the
wait,
time.
you roleplay killing people in a Minecraft server?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What else are you supposed to do?
I don't know. I've never
Apparently,
played it.
I got to get more than diamond armor, though.
Yeah, it's called Netherrack.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Not really.
Yeah,
into
it's
gaming.
really.
Well,
Well, you should try some Minecraft. What?
Just
the
listen,
hell?
Secured
whatever.
underground facility. you
Yeah,
said?
whatever. It's just stuff.
Chuck, what the hell is happening on your
I
property
don't know
right
where
now?
we are. We're not on my property, but sometimes in certain areas of the state, stuff like that just happen.
I don't think someone thinks you're home right now.
Well, how would they?
If we are here.
I don't. I plead the fifth.
Guess you scared the ever-loving shit out of me.
But you never had that
I'm
happen
glad
on
I'm
a
off
podcast.
duty. I don't carry a weapon.
No,
when
I'm
off
gonna
duty.
have to I'm really gonna have. Oh, do you carry a weapon?
No,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I don't carry a weapon when I'm off duty.
That's
so-
fine. We have several RPGs, grenades, and large machine guns in this
What happens
house.
if somebody comes down the stairs?
I think it'd be funny to see because someone's in here. I can hear them walking upstairs.
Someone's inside?
I'm pretty sure I hear them moving. They have to hear us
Oh,
talking.
yeah, no, I do hear it.
Yeah, they're up there. Sir, we're recording a podcast. Get the hell out of here.
So much for super secret secure bunker.
You can just listen to it when it comes out later this week. Okay? God, people are so nosy nowadays. Just want to watch what's happening. Now I'm gonna have to turn the camera around so people can see the stairs.
Well, I'll watch them if somebody comes down. I mean, they'll be fine.
Oh yeah, they're definitely up there.
Should I just go up there and find out what's going on?
Well, we do gotta do a standing break because
Yeah.
I saw.
I do need to stretch a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Okay,
Let's
I'm gonna
just
find
go.
out.
Let's go.
I'm
Yeah, let's
gonna
go
kill you,
investigate.
whoever you are.
Sounds like they just shot out the window and left.
I heard them inside.
Yeah, I thought so too. All right, well, I think we're all clear. Maybe they heard my message and just knew to get the hell out.
I guess.
Well, that's your first time for the podcast.
Well, good. At least it's entertaining. For once.
It's always entertaining.
Mm,
I just really want to sit
Oh,
close to
okay.
you, Riley.
I see how it is.
I see that.
Sorry, I was sitting a little crooked.
Yeah, that was weird. There was nobody out there, but I heard the footsteps for sure, and that locals don't do that.
No, they just don't come. They don't. They guess they do come in your
Well,
house, but they don't do it
sometimes,
for no
but not
reason.
like they don't shoot and then come in.
So that was really weird. Like I must have teleported like into another dimension because like I walked upstairs of a secret bunker and then I walked into an area that I recognized being at before.
No, you've never been
What
here
area
before.
is
that? Outside your house?
No. False. That's fake news.
No, I've been outside your house before.
Riley, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, all right. Well, and welcome back, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We may have been shot at here at our secret bunker location.
Not my house.
This one comes from Aaron for all of us. If you could switch lives with each other for a day, what would you do?
What? So if I was Wilmer or Riley?
Or Riley?
I don't know. If I was Wilmer, I'd jump off a bridge. If I was Riley, I would pull people over and rob them.
Rob them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
The police don't do that.
Well, yeah, but like it's not me. It is me, but I'm him. I'm inside of him.
Oh.
Well, that's what it means. If I were to be, switch bodies, I'd be inside you.
Yeah, if you were just to be like real inside him.
Yeah.
Deep inside.
Anyway, I guess if I was Wilmer, I would, in a day, how to be the best entrepreneur possible. Because this guy seems to have like a million different businesses.
All right.
And, if I was Chuck...
I'm also pretty good at darts and pool.
Okay.
Oh, are you? And if I was Chuck for a day, I would probably try and make a difference and help my community.
What the hell's that?
Yeah, be a positive effect on the county.
Okay, people are not going to believe that's really him.
They're going to think I'm some sort of like clone or something.
Well, you can always start somewhere.
We definitely haven't dealt with that before. No idea about clones. Do you think they listen to the podcast too, Chuck?
Who, the clones?
I mean, the HL, over there off the highway.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, well, yeah, we don't believe in any of that.
We're coming for you.
Okay, all right. Well, that's
not
great. Okay,
you
well,
can't
they
find
know
this location.
they do. Okay,
I don't even
that was
have
probably
a basement.
them. He does not even have a basement. That is true. All right.
Allegedly.
This one's for me. Do you like strawberry rails, Wilmer? Well, this is a tough one because when I eat some, I prefer stuff that goes in my mouth. I don't really like snorting stuff. It's just not really my thing. And there's just nothing that beats a pocket dog, in my opinion. It's the most refined food, Nothing beats it.
Well, yep. I mean, anything, but sure.
No, but just think of the money I save by like.
What, your soggy dog in your pocket that was heating up?
Yeah,
by
but
your
my body heat.
sweat
Yeah,
and your,
my body
your
heat
flash
cooks it.
semen
I don't.
wieners?
Yeah, it's renewable energy. I get
Renewable.
energy by eating the hot dog, and then I cook more dogs with the body heat I produce from the
Riley,
hot
would
dogs
you
I
eat a hot
eaten.
dog that has been in Wilmer's pocket for 17 days?
Absolutely not. And I was just going to ask what a pocket dog even was, because I was like, I haven't seen that in stores, but it sounds like you're talking about putting a hot dog in your pocket and calling it a pocket
prison
dog.
I taped them all
me?
over my body. No. Why would I? No, I do not put anything up there.
That's to be determined.
No, that should be determined. There's just nothing up there.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. Okay, well, we have hit a very hard question from the audience, and Riley, I hate to put you on the spot, but do you like me or Chuck more?
Oh, whoa.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it just really needs to be answered.
Yeah.
This is a safe place.
Yeah, this is a safe place.
So you can
Is
answer
it
whatever you want.
Yeah, this is very safe.
Yeah,
Didn't he just
you're
threaten to
able
kill
to
me?
leave whenever you want. No. That got cut.
Oh, and the conversation about that is also getting cut, I imagine.
There's going to be a lot of censoring in here.
Mm.
A lot of beeps.
mean, I've hung out with you both a fair amount, but probably Chuck a little bit more. But then we've gotten
You
Oh,
son
thank
of a
we've
bitch.
kind of gotten a little bit personal on the dispatch line, Wilmer. So it's a tough one. It's a really tough
What?
one. You guys would
Oh,
be.
see?
I've met you at the Yellow Jack for a drink. I bought you
That is true.
wine.
Yeah.
That
To be
is
Has
fair,
true.
he's
Wilmer
also met
bought
me
you
at the Yellow
anything?
Jack. I think
That's
I
a
let
fair
his
point.
drinks be free at the Yellow Jack.
I
Yeah,
have
why are you
gotten
wearing
some
a
free
red
drinks at
shirt?
the Yellow Jack. Well,
Because of
that's
me.
true. And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
I want you to be you. I don't need to control what you wear.
You know what, Wilmer? You're just jealous.
I
Okay, all
I
right.
hate to say it, but I'd probably have to lean a little bit more Chuck, even though he
Son of
Yeah,
a
he
bitch.
wants
Well,
to get
then,
checked
goes
up.
he does deal with some questionable activities from time to time. But I've only had one bad experience with him, and I've had some
yeah, I don't
weird
do any questionable
rumors and
activities.
dreams about him, but I'm not sure. Okay, that came out wrong, but anyway.
Man, why did? Oh, because you just okay. Well, I was never gonna win if you just dream
Well, he's
about him all
dreaming
the
about me.
time. I guess.
But I think you both are great gentlemen.
Yeah, but I'm better.
I just thought we were better friends.
No,
Well, you did stop
better friends
calling
with
me.
me.
Well,
Well, you yelled at us last time.
I just
we
have no.
called you.
Yeah.
But to be
And
fair,
also,
you
there's
both
just not.
stopped calling me, so.
Well, yeah,
We
because
just
you
don't have
yelled at
crimes
us,
to
Riley.
report.
We called about the vanilla unicorn thing, and you yelled at both of us. You said to do our job, and you'll do their job.
So we just do our own policing now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, you don't work. You're not in the office much anymore. They're replacing you.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well.
Yeah, well, no shit you've noticed because you're just not
You
in
just
there. I
don't
try to
even
call
come into work.
911 and it takes forever.
There's like a
Oh,
stupid
no
automated
one-
message.
Yeah, there's just it's just so much going on in there.
With some of my
Sometimes I can't even get an officer out there to help
well,
me.
so here's the thing, like with my experience and duration there, I do get time off, and I also, as you know, work for law enforcement sometimes. So sometimes I get drafted for that, and it takes away from the dispatching time sometimes, and we
Well,
got to train new people up, and they got to learn call taking and all that stuff. So it's not all my fault.
But don't do okay. But then just do dispatching.
Yeah, if you want us, you can't complain about us not calling you if you're not there to answer.
I mean, I have a cell phone. I'm pretty sure. Well, I know Chuck has my number. I'm not sure if you have my number, Wilmer, but
You were very hesitant to give it to
Oh,
me.
he
that's
gave it to me
right.
easily right away.
did I?
Yep. I asked one time and he gave it to me because he likes me better than Wilmer.
Well, okay. I do have a question from Lil Bill as well. Just probably as the wrap up with you. Are you gonna go to the wedding with him for me and Brass?
What?
Well,
You don't
Listen,
have
Lil
to
Bill's
answer
in on
that.
this too.
I'm pretty sure I've been invited by 2 people to go to the wedding with him. So
Yeah, and who do you like more?
Oh gosh, we can't go down this road.
You really? Because like Lil Bill. Well, I just want to warn you about Lil Bill. He is seeing a lot of people right now.
Yeah, he's kind of a getting around.
He's getting around town. Like he's with Justin, but then he's also dating some guy named Jebediah, and there's someone from Italy.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and
seems like a
then-
nice guy,
and-
but
Then he's interested. Well, he forgets people's names all the time.
He probably doesn't even remember what you look like.
well, I don't know. You still want me to go with you, Chuck?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You just gotta sit by yourself though, because he's gotta be the one that says runs the wedding.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's gonna say all the fancy words and like, do you take Brass to be your loving wife and all that stuff.
How are y'all doing, by the way?
We're doing quite well. It's a great times. We're really establishing I'm trying to figure out what the hell her favorite color is because I keep hearing conflicting messages
Who?
from
Bryce's?
Chuck. Yeah.
It's green.
She tells me blue, and then you're telling me, you're telling me green.
It's green. It's 100%. She said herself it was green.
But she said blue to me.
No, she definitely said green.
Do you guys
So she's
have
okay.
communication issues at all? Because
Yeah, how do you not
No.
know? You're going to marry her?
What?
You don't know her favorite color?
She doesn't know my favorite color.
Yeah, what is it? Yellow?
Turquoise.
What?
That's the most rare button color. So yeah, it's turquoise. Yellow is really a little build thing. I just kind of taken it along with it. Also, he's very upset that like I'm protector of pallets and I've seen Palhalla and he is not, considering he thinks he's the one that started the
I
pallet
thought he
thing
did
and he's
start the
pallet
pallet thing.
papa. It's a
Did he also start
mutual
the button
thing.
thing?
No, there's my
No,
thing.
he started the pocket dog thing.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm just gonna ask Chuck. I got the last question from you. It comes from my fiance herself, Bryce
Oh,
Woods. When are you getting a billboard?
Okay, you know what, Bryce? I'm burning that damn billboard right after this podcast. I'm burning it.
No, you
I'm
can't
taking
burn
it
down
down.
that bill.
I'm taking the
Riley,
whole
have you
thing
seen the
down.
No,
billboard?
can you?
Yeah, of
Up on
course you've seen the
Joshua?
billboard because it's in the most damn popular spot in the whole damn state on Joshua. I've been trying to get a damn billboard for years. I never got a freaking billboard. Bryce comes into town, makes one fucking buys a damn business and gets a whole freaking billboard to herself right on Joshua.
Wait, what is this billboard? What's the business?
The Bahama
It's
Mama
bullshit.
billboard up on Joshua?
Oh wow. No, I haven't seen
Yeah,
it yet.
because
Yeah.
she bought it. Ooh, whoop
Have
de
you-
She bought a business. I've been in this state for years, and I've been asking to get the damn billboard. I ran for governor. I didn't get nothing. And she comes in,
Well-
buys the Bahama Mamas, gets a freaking billboard right on Joshua where everybody sees it for no reason. And what did she do? All she did was buy a business. She got a damn drink called the Fire and Bryce, put a freaking billboard up. But no, me trying to run for governor, all the other things. I tried to get a billboard, never got one. I'm taking it down.
Wow.
Okay,
I'm
but I
burning
don't
that
think
thing
you
to
have
the
the.
ground.
I don't think
I
you have the ability
think
to
you
I'm
should
take
threaten
taking it
arson.
down. That
There's proper
billboard will be
channels you can
gone.
go through.
I'm cutting it down.
That's also a crime, Chuck.
I don't care. I'm committing a crime.
So much for
Well,
staying
Riley,
out
do you
of
have a
trouble.
shift tonight? Do you have to clock in anytime soon?
Let's see. What's today? Sunday? Yeah, I'll probably be around town. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be on duty or off duty, but I should be around.
Well, you might have to arrest someone who's burning down a billboard.
Well,
Worth
if
it.
I'm off duty, it's not my problem.
Oh, is that really just how it works?
Well, what's he gonna do?
What am I gonna do off duty?
He's
I
off
don't even
duty.
carry a weapon.
Yeah, last time he was off duty with me, he got drunk and almost got behind the wheel of his car.
Oh my God, you're irresponsible.
Which, by the way, I thought we were supposed to meet up again.
We are.
Oh, okay.
We're
Well,
out here
yeah,
right
it's-
now. Yeah.
Well, I meant outside of a professional setting. Well, I don't know
Is
how
this
professional this is.
professional?
You know what? I'm gonna stop
Yeah,
talking.
I wouldn't really,
Am I get-
really wouldn't call.
I'm getting paid.
I
for
really
this?
wouldn't call this. Nope. That's folks. That's all the time we have today for episode 7 of the What Is Going On podcast. I've
well, did you just-
stumbled all over my words.
Did you almost just call it the What Going On podcast?
No.
Yeah, tune in for the
would-
What Going On podcast starting very soon.
Oh,
It's about
really?
Chuck Livingston.
Okay. All
Where
right.
I talk about how terrible the What Is Going On podcast is
Okay.
and what really
Could-
is going on in this state.
If
and
I
what
know
kind
how
of
to edit this
billboards
out, I'm definitely
really
gonna do it.
should be up.
I want to thank my guests today, Riley and Chuck, for coming on out.
Hey, thanks for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much.
Vote.
Yeah. Vote. Are you still running
I
for
don't know.
What?
governor? He has no idea. All right, folks. So we'll be back right after these messages.
For the record, I was voting Rosemary, but
You son of a bitch. That's it. I'm out of here.
Hey guys, Wilmer's not here. It's me, because today's episode is brought to you by just me, Kill Phantom. Just wanted to touch base on how things are looking right now that I'm back to school, working in the school. Obviously, the fall is going to be quite busy for me with school starting right back up. Myself going to school to become a teacher. Things are getting quite busy again. So obviously, the summer schedule is now done. We are going back to streams Friday and Saturdays. Occasionally, maybe a weeknight stream. It just really depends on my schedule. The only videos that will really be popping up every week is the podcast. Otherwise, other videos will come out whenever I can get them edited. I hope maybe I can get like a weekend or two, or when we have some days off, where I can kind of edit out 1 or 2 of them, just so I have them in the pipeline to send out to you guys. There's a ton of old Florence stuff I want to get out. But yeah, I just kind of want to keep you in touch, keep you where I was at. And yeah, make sure you stop on in. I'm probably gonna aim for an 8 o'clock start time, Central Standard Time, for streams on Fridays, and then we'll do the normal 7:30 start time on Saturdays, unless there's a sporting event, and then things will change. I'll keep you guys in the loop. Obviously, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for loving the podcast, and yeah, we'll just get to the out of character portion. Hey everyone, welcome on into the second half of the What Is Going On podcast, episode 7. I'm joined today by Bradley. also known as RP Sims, and then Bay Area Bugs. How you guys doing?
What's
Pretty
going on?
good. It's kind of weird hearing your voice like this because I'm so used to hearing Wilmer that it just sounds.
We're probably
Was
so
there a
used to hearing
difference?
Chuck too.
I mean,
Is
yeah.
there a difference? That's the thing. I think we probably both hear that a lot then, because they're used to interacting us with Chuck and then used to interacting with Wilmer, when they're both way different
Oh yeah.
to a point.
Well, I don't know. Like your normal voice is. I mean, obviously Wilmer's definitely more, eccentric, but it's
Yeah, I
pretty
think that's
like I would say
mainly.
your voice in terms of like a character voice, like Wilmer's is very close to your real voice.
Yeah, that can. That's why I think I can shift into it
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be bothered to
so
do that with
easily.
Riley. I struggle with voices. I mean, you probably heard me trying to do a voice with that toe guy, and my voice changed like 4 different times throughout that.
Oh,
That was
I
so
did that
good.
with Dan. I did that with Dan's mom. She had about probably 5 or 6 different voices, and eventually I sounded like in some Malnati hybrid voice. And I just said that's her thing. She just doesn't have a
It's
have a
difficult to go
voice.
between voices sometimes.
Oh yeah, when we do Malnati's, I end up doing the Z for the longest time afterwards, even as Wilmer.
Yeah, well that too, and then also like I slip in. We all do it. Where like I'll slip into Chuck as Jay.
Oh yeah, Wilmer comes out sometimes too as
So
Mario,
it's just
and we just call each other out right
What was
then
that
and
voice that
there.
you did? By the time I was Trenton and I slipped into Chuck in the back of the police car.
Oh, I knew I heard that.
It's so easy
I
to
was
do.
told- Oh, that was crazy. All right, question for you two is, how did you get into GTARP / OCRP? I think it's a little more obvious bugs for OCRP, so like, okay, let's just get into the broader subject of just RP in general, GTA.
Bradley.
So, I got into it through my interest in flight sim, actually. Just watching flight sim YouTube videos, and then stumbled across Jeff, and started getting recommendations for OCRP. I'd never really heard about RP and anything like that, but yeah, I just ignored all those because I was like, my only thing that I really knew was GTA Online. And so I was just like, yeah, not interested in GTA Online. Like, I had no idea what it even was. And finally, one day, I just clicked on a video, and I was hooked. And I just started watching all of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is way better than GTA Online. So yeah, I just started watching, became a fan. And, after a while, the apps opened and I applied. And I guess the rest is history.
I think that's the most different answer so far we've had for that question. 'Cause typically, a new guest, we always ask that, like one of the major questions people have, and I think everyone else has been watch Jeff Ryan Bugs GTA videos, watch their videos for GTA, and then you come out over Flight Sims, and
Yeah.
It's interesting that you were watching the flight sims and skipping the
Yeah,
GTA video.
I was just a Jeff fan for the flight sim videos, and then
because
Wow.
usually
Yeah.
it's the flip flop
Yeah,
at
I
times.
would
I would
say
think for that stuff.
I would say, yeah. I mean, obviously, the majority of all of our audiences are GTA based stuff, so you don't really see like. I assume the spillover to the flight sims and stuff was the GTA audience that was also interested in that. You don't think about like the people that are just specifically watching flight sim.
Yeah.
And I bet you that is a bigger number than we think.
Yeah, I mean Jeff is amazing at it, so I mean he's the channel to watch for flight sim. And then yeah, for me with getting into role play, I mean it obviously I've been doing it for a lot longer than the majority of the people here or on the podcast, but like it was a thing that I saw back in 2012. Like I noticed that there was people using real police cars in Grand Theft Auto 4, and I was like, wait, what? Like, how are they doing this? And then that opened the world of like what mods were and what like I found communities that were doing role play, and then eventually just got into one of them, and that was like my first experience. And ever since then I've just been hooked, and that was, I mean, literally 11 years ago now, and still going at it.
Yeah, it must seem like such a long
Way
time.
to age
and-
yourself a little bit.
Yep. I'm getting
old man.
You rookies.
Well, you really forget, like, there's so much that happened in that time span. 'Cause, like, the pandemic feels like ages ago at this
It
point, but
does.
it really isn't. Just 3 years. Crazy times. All right, then follow up for Bradley. What made you want to do dispatching?
So I've been around it my whole life. Funnily enough, my dad and my stepdad both dispatched. Um, my dad for 30 years, retired from it, which isn't very common in that career field. Uh, and then, yeah, my stepdad over 20 years. And I also had family that was in law enforcement. So it was just kind of a natural interest that I had developed from a young age.
So you should be better at it?
Jesus.
No, it's like
There's always room for
I
improvement.
definitely
Yep.
I'm definitely more like inclined to call 911. Like I love all our dispatchers. Some of the new ones recently that have been popping in have done a great job, especially with like especially some of the characters we throw at them calling 911. I understand it's a burden if Wilmer calls, or if me and
Oh,
Chuck
God.
into like we do
Speakerphone.
it together.
It's
It's
entertaining. My
almost
only issue is when Florence calls.
okay.
Well,
Listen,
Florence is an issue for everybody.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean, it seems to be the consensus. You're gonna get more and more calls, I think, because everyone just wants her Baker acted at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I have that
She
night
was
off.
she was fine with Harold the other night.
Mm,
I just need
mhm.
someone. I need Jimmy or Harold to keep her in line. Well, maybe not Jimmy. Jimmy's also
Yeah, no. I
very
don't think
much
Jimmy's going to
trouble.
help you there.
All right. For Bugs, what was your thought behind the expansion of the Malnattis? Has it turned out the way you envisioned?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Well, like the Malnattis was a thing that me and Ryan did. Like I can't remember how many years ago now, but I mean they've been around for a while, but there was never any like depth to them. Like we didn't even get to the point of fleshing out like Lou and Jay's relationship. Like we, even to this day, it's kind of become an on-running joke, but like we don't know if they're like uncle and nephew, brothers, like father, son. We just have they have the same last name, they live at the same house, but who knows what their relationship is. And I just wanted to expand on that and like kind of build up a bit of backstory to them and add some depth to their story. And with being in the the bigger group stuff, it kind of made sense to like, bring everyone in the kind of the family group over to the Malnati stuff and kind of just see what happens. And yeah, I would say for the most part, it's been pretty good. Like we've had a couple. I mean, we've had some really good nights as Malnattis, and we've had some really strange nights as Malnattis. But it's the same with any group.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you're doing, if you're RPing, things are never going to go the way that you imagine them to go. You can't ever plan anything out, whether you have one other person with you or 7. Like it's just RP is RP. It's going to be off the wall. But I've enjoyed it. I think the dynamic with the Malnattis is really good. Everybody kind of got into their character and got into their role really well, and it's added some good moments for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. I think like right that first night, you could tell people were like really found the characters.
Yeah,
Because like obviously me and Noah, Mario and Luigi, we kind of just played off each other to be able to form their dynamic, and then at that point, we just accepted what we are.
yeah. No, everybody really had a good reaction to it and kind of fit their roles very well, and the dynamic that it adds is very good.
And now we have a new mascot who's a nice guy.
Definitely
Good
not a
old
concern.
Pizza Polly. That was another question we were not getting to is when is Pizza Polly coming back? I think he will be in reserve in case
Well, the good
the
news
Malnattis
is
need.
Mario doesn't have access to the costume.
Yes,
So
that's
Mario
what my
can't
that's
just be
yeah.
Pizza Polly whenever he wants. That costume's Malnati's property. But it'll
It has to be
happen.
when it'll be like the Hulk. You just have to unleash him one day.
Oh yeah.
Bradley probably doesn't know anything about this. Pizza Polly's not a nice guy. You should not. You do not want to meet him.
No.
I threatened
Noted.
many. I have threatened many Geneva conventions. I was
gosh.
gonna break many of them. Oh yeah. I lost my
Pizza
mind that
Polly
night.
wants
It
to
was
commit war crimes.
Yep, no, he did. He wanted to bring the nuclear end to the world. He was definitely ready to go that night. It's all just about the mask. All right, this one's for everyone. Does the purchase of fivem by Rockstar concern you about the future of GTA RP?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say concerns me at all. I mean, that there's I would have been concerned if Take Two purchased CFX, but the fact that it was Rockstar, I mean, I think that definitely helps because I mean, at least when I was looking into the leaks of GTA 6 when those came out a while back, I mean, you can tell like Rockstar is definitely they know about the roleplay community. There's no way that they don't know about that stuff. I mean, they're pretty in tune with their community, and I think they saw the growth and the potential of the roleplay servers, and they obviously incorporated a lot of the RP mechanics and scripts and stuff that you see on very popular servers into what looks like the base GTA 6, at least in terms of the leaks. But no, I think it's going to be a good thing for the roleplay community. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be turned into like a monetization platform for them. I think it's going to be kind of one of their added perks to, purchasing the game, because that's kind of been their thing is like buy the game and then you can do, just buy it and play it. And then if you want to spend
Yeah.
money outside of that, you can, kind of fast track yourself a little bit. But I think it'll be the same for RP. I don't think there's going to be many negative side effects from them purchasing CFX.
Well, because it's free advertisement. Like if you go to Twitch and you're looking at like GTA 5 is still like one of the top
Yeah.
games being streamed, and
And sold.
and it's such an old game now at this
Yeah,
point.
I mean, we're literally next month comes up to the
10 years?
11-year mark
11
of
year.
it being
Oh yeah,
released.
see,
Or no,
and
10
yeah,
years.
you could, and there's probably thousands of streams going on right now of people in
Yeah.
RP servers, and that's
Well, look at fivem. I mean, fivem, like before the purchase, I mean, they had a concurrent playership of like over 500,000 people. Like 500,000 plus. That's insane. For like, I mean, that's driving a lot of sales. That's driving a lot of like Rockstar. It would make no sense for Rockstar to ignore that. So for them acquiring them, I think it's only going to benefit all of us that do roleplay now. That my only, I guess, maybe concern is just how is that going to affect their online world, and what do they plan on doing with it, and also is that going to affect the whole, like if 6M becomes a thing, like how is that going to be affected? Are we still going to have the option for 6M, or are they going to just try to merge all of that into GTA 6 online?
Yeah, I think that's the stuff we're kind of left in the air about until we start getting more and more details about the online's part of it. Because if we have to like do it like where we can have some of that stuff, but it's more like GTA Online, but it's also an RP server, then I guess gotta earn your money back. But I'm sure they'll have ways to implement like what we have now.
Yeah, I would assume.
I don't think they'd ignore that. What are your thoughts, Bradley?
Yeah, so I'm pretty neutral on it. I can see some potential negatives, and I think there's a lot of potential as well. I am a little bit concerned that with them taking over, like I don't know like how much ownership they have, that, fivem's gonna lose the ability to control, some of the things that um the the player base is really interested in keeping. Also concerned with, as Bugs mentioned, the monetization thing, especially if they did some kind of subscription model. I think that would close off a lot of, possibility to the community, because there's a large amount of people that would probably wouldn't be able to participate in, as a result of, if they did choose to monetize it. But on the other hand, I think that, given their resources and if they're really in tune with, how big this community is and how important it is for the brand or whatnot, I think they've got a lot of ability to make it a really great thing.
And it feels like it's just keeps growing because if you look at like the apps 2 years ago, there was 300 for OCRP that came in, and then when we did it again this past spring, it was 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think it was like
30,
I think it was
yeah, what was
4,600.
yeah, so almost five. So you not just double it, you like quadruple it in terms of numbers. That's just
Well,
yeah, and I think like
we had the big Twitch boom. with role play, because I mean,
Yep.
we, like me, Jeff, Ryan, like we've been doing role play for many years, but it's always been a super like niche thing. It's very specific. Like you kind of you kind of had to go out of your way to discover that stuff, and it just happened that the spotlight kind of shifted to the role play communities, and it just exploded, which was, I mean, it was a good thing for exposure for the community, but there was a lot of negative side effects from that as well. Like we have now kind of entered the world of monetized mods for fivem and for role play and stuff, and that's, I mean, that can be a positive and a negative. Some mods can be good, but then you start entering the weird realm of like people taking other people's stuff and then selling them on their, for their platform, and it gets kind of weird. But
And then who can enforce
who can
that?
enforce
'Cause you're really
that? And I
just
think that's another reason that
yeah.
Rockstar wanted to acquire fivem is, I mean, fivem's been doing it right since the beginning. They made sure that it validated that you own a legit copy of GTA 5 to even play. And there was that scare, I think it was like a year or two ago about that. But, and then also kind of, it gets Rockstar's hand in the transactions of all the money, because there's a lot of money being made with roleplay communities. I mean, obviously, like there's servers that are charging money for people to get in and people to stay in, and like the subscription model that you talked about is already kind of implemented just with other communities. So I think Rockstar definitely wanted to step in and either like get their hands in that or be able to kind of control that in the future.
Well, I think they can even like start. They even put their hands with like the script makers. Like they just say, "Hey, you want to go ahead and make that? That's fine. We'll just take a little bit off the portions you're making of other servers
Yeah.
by that." Like it's almost like free labor. It's just free money for them at that
Right.
point. There's someone else is doing the
Mhm.
work. They don't have to worry about it. But I wonder if the script makers will get more access to tools.
Well, that's my thing is like if they have if Rockstar gives CFX access to kind of more like code, then they can obviously manipulate that to work better to have a more fluid, fleshed out version of like 6M if that becomes a thing. So that's a benefit, but at the same time, I think Rockstar wants to go after the people that are charging like subscription services to be on servers, because I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of like OCRP's motto is that like everyone here in OCRP can get in and play for free. It doesn't cost you guys anything. There's no ranks, so we're all at the same level. There's no one in charge of any, but like we set up a community that was designed to be fair for the users, like people coming in. But there's a lot of communities that they do charge monthly for people to come in and game and continue to be on the server, or you get a higher spot in the queue to get into a popular server. So it's like, I think Rockstar wants to get in the middle of that. And I think they should, to be honest, because it's kind of a weird dynamic of like you're charging people to play a game that isn't yours.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the big reasons behind it. All right, I think we covered quite a bit on that. We'll go to a more lighthearted question from Boom for Bradley. Why does Justin never wear any pants?
Or shirts.
Oh wow!
Or shoes.
And here I thought Justin was going to be kept out of this, but I guess since this is the out of character part, I guess it's allowed, huh? Well, Justin, that's just how he works, and when he's not working, he likes to stay comfortable. So why
Mhm.
bother changing things around? I mean,
Let's be honest, he's always working. There's no downtime.
yeah, he just likes to be comfortable. I mean, he added a little bit for pride, and I'm sure if he were to ever go to a fancy event or something, maybe he'd throw on a little something else. But yeah, he just wears what's
A bow
comfortable.
tie.
Boom.
A bow
Yeah,
tie.
just
instead-
just add a
Well,
bow
you're-
tie instead of the. That is
Well, your
true. I do have
response-
the tie.
Yeah,
So
you do have a tie.
Your response to Boom should have been, well, did you know that he just realized he can change his Dan Morgan pad's like suit color?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I think
just
it's,
he
what, you said,
just
like 2
learned that.
years?
Yeah,
Been using Dan that
he's-
ped
That's
for 2
hilarious.
years, just realized he can change the color.
he was very excited for it, and it looks good. Like the
Yeah.
other colors are actually way
Looks
more him. Also, you could have just mentioned the spot that he's always at. You don't need to defend yourself to Boom. This is a safe place.
Yeah, well, Boom likes to accuse Riley of not wearing pants sometimes too. I'm like, oh yeah, Riley doesn't wear pants.
Well, listen, we've definitely had some officers take off their clothes and serve
Well,
around us.
actually, I take that. Well, Riley has stripped a little for Chuck, actually, in uniform. But anyway,
Okay, a lot of cops feel you to keep their clothes on is what I'm learning. I don't know if that has to be in the LEO trainings going for what. All right, this one's for Bugs. In the past, you have often yelled, "I'm sorry" when you attack someone because you genuinely feel bad about it. Do you ever feel guilty about sometimes being a jerk character like Trenton, Jay, and Chuck?
Okay. They're all just jerks?
Okay, those Jay's not as much. Trenton and Chuck, I can
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
see it.
like, well, with Chuck, not so much because
That's just
that's just him. He
Yeah.
was designed to be, it's kind of the same with Trenton, but like the way Trenton does it, it does make me feel bad. Like when I record a Trenton episode, usually what ends up happening is at the end of it, I will like poke people on TeamSpeak or like go into praise your peers in the Discord and be like, I'm sorry, because it is, they understand it's RP, but like at the same time, like telling a cop like you're a pig, go die, idiot, it's like it does make you feel bad. So yeah, I mean, Trenton I would say is the hardest character to play. Chuck, there's a couple times that maybe I would feel bad, but for the most part,
Like running an old lady down with a car.
no, I don't feel
probably
bad about that at all.
how about lighting two officers on fire?
No.
Pouring gas.
I gotta
and
put
lighting
that
us on
clip in
fire.
the stream. It's such a good stream. I don't know if it's still around.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what's nice about Chuck is he's known enough at this point that people know that he could fly off the handle and kind of be a jerk. So it's like it's a little more forgiving for me. Trenton, I feel like, is not known that well to everybody. So if I kind of gauge Trenton based off of who I'm interacting with. If I know it's someone that knows who he is, or we've had previous experience together, then I'll kind of go a little further than I will if I don't recognize the person that I'm running into. But yeah, Trenton's the worst.
I've definitely had police officers try to tell me to control Chuck, and I just go as Wilmer, and I go, "What the fuck do you want me to do about this right now?" There's no controlling him.
No, not at all.
I'm not a babysitter. The family is the same thing. Like Dan will say, like he's gonna like Dan will do something stupid. Then I'm like, there's nothing I can do to save you. You really have just you chucked up. There's nothing I can do. Chuck around and find out. I've been using that saying a bit. All right, final question for everyone. When you all first started RP, did it feel natural to jump into a character, or did it feel awkward at first? How do you feel that you've changed as time has gone on? Are new characters easy to jump into now as compared to when you were starting out? Obviously, there's a bit of a time difference between when some of us started RPing compared to others. Now, this isn't like natural coming like because you've been doing it longer.
Yeah.
Bradley came in from Flight Sims, which is you're like brand new to RP. I've at least had some prior experience before OCRP.
What was your prior experience?
Mostly like tabletop stuff, D&D.
Okay, yeah.
That sort of thing. But that at least gets you into that mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me, it's definitely hard to get into, and it's awkward, and that like awkward stage can last a very long time. I mean, well, a good example is like, I've been RPing for years, but I don't think I've had a character. I haven't had a consistent, well-known character that I can come back and reuse since Chuck. And Chuck's only been around for maybe 2 years now.
I think that's right.
Like, yeah, maybe 2 years, maybe somewhere around 2 years. So like, for a good 8 years of RP, like it was kind of just throwaway stuff. And yeah, there's definitely the moments where you have awkward interactions or you feel awkward doing something. I mean, I think if you approach RP that you're going to be like really good at it, or you're like super confident in it, then I think you're approaching it wrong. I think you do need to be somewhat hesitant, and like it forces you to kind of keep learning how to do it. And I don't think it's something that you could ever master, and I don't think it's something that you're ever going to be 100% comfortable. And also depends on the day and the situation and what's going on. Like there's some days that I have no problem getting in Chuck character, and there's other days where I'm kind of just not, I'm having trouble kind of just connecting with how Chuck would respond to things compared to how I would.
Yeah, especially with everything like we deal with a variety of things on a weekly basis. It seems like we never know what to expect when we log in. I'm blindsided half the time with some of this
Yeah,
stuff.
and it's a weird dynamic because like you have to be able to separate how you as a person would respond to stuff, and you have to remember like what your character is and how they would react to that more than you. And those moments can be easy at times or difficult, but I mean it's just there's times where even for me, like, RPing can be awkward, especially with starting new characters. For the second half of that question, like doing new characters or starting that is definitely very strange because
Because you just have to find your
yeah, you
groove
have to
with them
find
and
your groove.
everything.
You have to find out what you want to do. You kind of have to figure out who this person's going to be for you and to others and how you're going to like treat them. And it's just it's a very weird. That's why it's hard for. I mean, you could say that across a lot of people that make content in OCRP. Like, seems like everyone kind of has their main characters that they use, but like that's why you don't really see a lot of new characters with those people popping up because it's a difficult process to come up with someone that is not just going to be a throwaway, especially if you have the initial thought of like, I want this to be a consistent character. You can't just, a lot of the characters Chuck was not supposed to be a consistent character. He was a throwaway. He was a chaos character. He was designed to just cause chaos and then he would go away and I would do something else. That developed into him being a consistent character and having the backstory that he has. But I think if you start a character with the thought of him being a consistent character, it's probably not going to work out. But that's RP. Like RP is so all over the place. It's so hard to be able to dictate what is going to happen and who's going to catch on and and especially like the audience. Like, is the audience going to like this person? Do they want this person to return? Do they hate this character? It's very difficult.
Yeah, I would think that's yeah. I agree with pretty much all that. You see it with even like Wilmer, Florence. Like those are my
Mm-hmm.
big two. So I stick with them. I'm actually surprised how even their popularity is. You would think it'd be just Wilmer, but
Yeah.
Florence has her thing. But yeah, no, I think I have chats sometimes. I'll go make a new character. I'm like, I just don't want to make a new character just for the sake of making a new character. Because what am I going to do? It's either going to be end up doing RP similar to a character I already have
Yep.
existing, or I think you open the door for potentially doing something jank at that point because you're trying to do something with a new character. You're potentially outside your comfort zone, and then you accidentally do something, and like you are just not providing good RP for people at
Yeah.
that point.
Well, and you have no history with any other characters on server, so you can't like return to people that you would RP with normally and have anything going on there because it's just not, you don't have the history to continue that on. So you're kind of stuck.
Well, unless you're Boom, then you're telling me everything and anything that everyone knows. I'm like, I was like, Dan's telling me all these information. I think Dan at one point said, "Yeah, didn't you guys kill Patrick? What? How do you know this?" I think you were there, but I was like,
Yeah.
How are you aware of this? Oh, I guess I don't know. Like, yeah, you don't know. Damn it, Boom. But that's how you sometimes you like catch yourself in the moment saying stuff, and you go, "Yeah, I don't think I actually know that." I do it all the time. If like Wilmer will say something that definitely was Florence,
Yeah,
and then
that's
I get
difficult.
called out,
That's
and
difficult.
I go, at this point I just yell, "Well, shit, I wouldn't know that."
I've done that with Riley and Justin too. I was in the middle of a conversation with Jason one time and realized that I was saying stuff that definitely didn't happen with the character I was in. It was actually the other one. I'm like, you know what? Actually, I think I may this must be I don't know how I would even know this. Like, yeah, it's easy to do, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
You just catch yourself and just kind of move on from it. If you just like freak out about it, then it's super awkward.
Well, you have the issue with like multiple characters knowing different things, having to remember what your character
Yep.
knows like in lore, but then also not trying to bring in the meta stuff because like we all, after the server dies down, we all go back and watch other people's stream of, you know, what was going on, and we talk to each other and stuff. So it's like trying to not leak in the information that you know outside of server in server is also can be complicated.
Yeah, that happened recently when Chuck was following around Wilmer in the black. What was that?
The Tahoe.
Tahoe. Realized through someone else's stream it was you, but Wilmer just could not figure out who it was for the longest time because I didn't know. And my chat's like, it's just Chuck. Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know who it
Yeah,
is.
you can't.
Wilmer.
Yeah.
Every time I tried to peek in there, he would roll up his window. I couldn't see shit. I think you just gotta play out that way. I also just think if you just don't want to be like, just to get more comfortable, you just gotta talk to like RP with people on server. Just do. That's why a lot of us, me and Jason, talked about doing stringing because it's simple.
Yeah.
You just get out there. You're able to just RP with the people, like the other media, or just run a business. Like you do 24/7.
That's what I was gonna say. My best advice for new people is run a business, because that's something where you're at a consistent location. You're gonna start off with the awkward, just like if you're running the 24/7, people are gonna come in, just buy something, and it's gonna be very minimal. But that's kind of a good way to get into RP. And then from there you can develop like, oh, this guy's working again. I remember him. I'm gonna go back and do something again, and then that can develop into something else. So like, in my opinion, starting a business, doing something like that would be the best way to get into RP in the server. You start slow, and that can develop into who knows what. I mean, that's how I met Ryan, Civ Ryan.
Yeah, with 24/7.
Yeah, like he was running the 24/7, and he became a consistent. Like when we saw the ad for the 24/7 pop up, we knew it was Ryan. So if we wanted to mess with him, we would know where to find him, and we knew it was him, and it was a good way to be like, I want to go mess with that character.
Yeah, I think that's and we have a character like that, Edith, recently. I can't remember who she's played that from in OCRP. I need to look that up, but it was just a taxi. We just kept getting taxi rides from Edith. It was a fun interaction. Then she showed up at the Yellow Jack, and I was like, "Do you want to be a bartender here?"
I mean
and it's just progression RP. We knew who she was. We talked to her. Same thing. We have our other bartender too, and he's like, all like when he's on there, I'm like, oh, okay, he's working. It's Yellow Jack's fine.
Yeah,
it's good. Good RP, brother. What are your thoughts? You know, you got the dispatch. How's that? How's that being for awkward?
Well, granted, like Riley is, dispatch and Leo, and obviously off-duty Leo sometimes. Don't really have too much of an issue with him because he's like, I guess, got a lot of similarities to me, so it's easier to play. And I don't try and do like voices with him. But just the whole getting into the RP and creating characters question, yeah, for me, that's definitely was not a natural process. Very, uncomfortable. And to this day, I still avoid creating characters just because I don't know how to do it or what I want to do with it. And if I do, it's usually going to be a throwaway character. That kind of happened with my tow truck driver who was a throwaway, and then I brought him back. And well, I know why you're laughing, Bugs. But yeah, apparently, and I had no idea when I made this tow character that it's the same pet as Chuck. I had no freaking idea. Didn't connect those dots.
Because he changes a lot of it. If you really keep it like the base pet, yeah, you could almost have no idea without the mustache and everything.
Yeah.
And with a shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, like I just, I think part of the reason too that I avoid creating new characters, and I know this is really lame, but I just struggle so much with the character menu and finding like clothes and like making sure that I'm not losing arms and all this stuff. And I just find it extremely annoying and frustrating. And so it's a big deterrent to me for creating new characters.
You'd probably never want to look at what Jason has for Larry. He has outfits and outfits for days. I'm kind of getting to that point in Denny now too, where I just have different outfits.
That's why most of my characters are peds, like in-game peds, and not
it's like already done for you.
Yeah, because you only have a certain amount of options. And also for me, I use the in-game ped models as like a base for that character. Like when you see how somebody looks, you can kind of dictate like, oh, I think they would be like this. Well, like when I saw the Trenton ped, I was like, oh, this looks like a snotty little shithead teenager. And that's what he is.
Yep.
And Carl's a lazy, obese cop
Yeah.
that doesn't do anything right. Yeah.
Okay.
I get
Wouldn't-
that.
I wouldn't say
Well,
does anything right.
Excessive tasing,
When
But I
it's-
will-
not okay.
When it's
sorry, go ahead.
necessary.
When it's necessary, my ass.
I will say, I will add that, I'm, kind of not good socially, and so like I find it awkward, to get through that as well. But I will say that, the interactions with other people really helps. Especially when you start vibing with certain people, it
Mhm.
kind of helps get you out of your shell and makes it more comfortable, and you're able to develop the RP and the character.
Well, I think it's a common trend people find. Like you find like a partner to pair off of.
Yeah.
I think at first, like when you get in the RP, like me and Noah. More recently in videos you probably seen out there, Swoops and Wildman have been doing a lot of creative RP
Yep.
out there, and obviously like Ryan Bugs. Like you pair with someone, and you match well, and you jive well, then it makes that awkwardness a little better because then you're just awkward together. At
Yeah.
that point, and kind of cancel each other out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
definitely. Yeah, because
Maybe not Noah as much, but
yeah. No, for sure. Because the it can be very awkward. I mean, it takes, at least for me, it took a couple of years before it didn't feel awkward. So it's definitely not an overnight process, but it helps.
Well, now I don't feel as bad. I'm glad you said that, Bugs.
Oh yeah, no. Like, yeah, I mean, many years, like that's the reason that like I never did character voices, was because the process of RPing was still just kind of awkward. I could do throwaway characters, but like the thought of doing voices was just too much for me. I was like, I don't think I can do that. I
One
don't
more
think it
layer
would
you've
work
got to
well.
add. Yeah.
yeah, you go back to your older videos, you definitely notice that like everyone else has voices,
yeah.
and then you're just like,
I never did it.
hey, it's me.
Yeah, like that was kind of the meme at one point. It was just all of my characters are just my voice.
So that's why Chuck was so
Mhm.
different, because it was actually
But even then, like that was only a couple of years ago, and I've been doing it for 10, 11 years now, and it's like it can take a long time to get comfortable with it. Like it's not a thing that if people get into RP and they're doing it for the first year or two and they still feel awkward about it, like don't get discouraged. That can be completely normal.
it's nothing to be like
It's
ashamed
kind of a
I
weird
think it
thing to be
happens
doing, to be
everyone.
honest. It is. It's awkward, but you have to remember
Well-
that everyone in the community that is doing that,
It's
they're
doing
doing the same thing. They're
yeah.
sitting at their computer, talking to, into a microphone, looking at their screen, pretending to be somebody completely different. So like you start to kind of get a little more comfortable realizing that we're all weird.
Yeah, maybe in the paper thin apartment walls where your neighbors are hearing you talk like an old lady just saying bingo and $1, Bob.
Where they
We
100%
talked
hear
about that.
everything you're saying.
Oh yeah, we talked about that recently. I was like, you're probably right. They probably do think I'm just I have some old lady just trapped in my apartment. I just pull out every so often while I watch Price is Right. But all right, we definitely went over this one, but I think people will enjoy it, especially that fivem conversation that took us took a little bit of time to talk about. But I thank you guys for coming out or being on, Bradley, Bugs.
Absolutely. Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. My
Well, that-
lawyers will be in contact about the
Oh,
What Is Going
yeah,
On podcast.
Okay, yeah. I would be more worried about whoever shot up your
That's
house.
normal. I mean, also not.
That was not
Chuck's house.
scripted, by the
Definitely
way.
not.
Let me just stress that enough. Definitely was not
Scripted.
scripted.
You had
No
somebody
idea what the
outside
hell that
you were
was.
doing, that you told to do
Yeah.
it.
Just shoot randomly and throw off the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, we needed a stretch
I
break
got-
anyway, so it worked out.
We do need that. Shit, don't say that. Now they're definitely going to think it was.
Oh, you did it just so you could take a break.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all the time we have. I got things I got to do today. We'll see you guys next week for episode 8. Take care.
If it makes sense.
See ya. Love y'all. Kisses.